Hello, dear families. My name is Harold Morales, the Values Coordinator of school, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Regis Evaluation Protocol. This is a really important topic that I would like to share with you, just to let you know how our students are going to be evaluated. Okay, I'm going to share my screen or the presentation with you, and let's start. As I told you, today we're gonna talk about the Regis Evaluation Protocol. According to our Manual de Convivencia, a student must be assessed in all seven Regis values. This is done at the end of every quarter using the rubric for Regis. As our school is shifting from traditional grading to standards-based grading, our assessment policy must also change when we think of how we assess a student behavior. Last spring, we started working on making adjustment to our current assessment policy with our middle school and high school academic council composed of our lead teachers and our standards-based grading consultant, Dr. Leon John. Dr. John helped us to identify ways that we could improve our current grading practices so that they were more aligned with the standards-based grading philosophy. The number one goal is to help our teacher, to give our teacher the tools to provide important feedback to you as parents on our students' behavior without mixing assessment of behavior into a student's grade. We learned that behavior and mastery of content should not be reported together. So teachers needed a way to evaluate things like, for example, participation, tardiness, bringing materials, and completing homework that was separate from a course grade. Even though our entire school is not officially implementing a standard-based grading assessment, we believe this is the best practice. So, but the question here is who will do the grading? The advisory teacher will be assigning a grade for each of the richest values in ALMA. The teacher will provide feedback for the advisory teacher to consider when assigning these grades. Advisory teacher will also facilitate the completion of the Regis self-reflection component. I'm going to talk to you about this self-reflection component because it's really important for you to understand how it works. So let's go to our evaluation protocol. There you can find 5 steps. So let's go to number one. Step one says teacher feedback survey. The teacher will fill out a survey only for the students that they are concerned about or would like to positively recognize. These are students in their regular classes, not in advisory groups. Advisory teacher will check to see if any of their advisory students receive comments from their teachers, positive or negative. These comments or feedback will be a topic of conversation with that student during the advisory period. These conferences will take place on the assigned Regis Day for the advisory period. Step number two says student self-reflection. As I told you before, this is a really important topic for everyone to understand how it works. So students complete the Regis self-reflection form where they will evaluate themselves on each of the Regis standards using the Regis rubric and provide example to support their choice for each value. This reflection will be presented by the students to the advisory teacher during a Regis conference. In addition, the academic council agreed that teachers' assessment was only one piece of guiding students towards more productive behavior. For that reason, or for this reason, a student reflection will also be required as part of the Regis assessment. This reflection will be shared with you as parents every quarter progress report and semester on the official report card. So here we are, and I would like to share with you how the student self-reflection form looks. Um, This form, or the purpose of this form, is for our student to have an opportunity to honestly reflect on their behavior and how this behavior align with the values and ideas of our Cahowa community. Honest self-reflection is one of the best tools to identify area of growth and improve as person. Let's go to step number 3, and it says advisory teacher preparation for a students meeting. Using the teacher feedback survey, the advisory teacher complies feedback for each student in his or her advisory, making note of repeated behavior, growth areas, and strengths. The advisory teacher will create a schedule to meet with each student individually during the two Research S blocks that have been designated for this purpose. Number 3, we can find that it is recommended that the advisory teacher post the meeting schedule for students, as well as a brief overview of what will take place during the meeting and what the students should bring to the meeting. Step number 4, students advisor conferences. During the designated Research S blocks times, the advisory teacher will meet with students individually. While we are in distance learning, the meeting needs to be recorded. Number 2, the students present their self-reflection to the teacher, including their examples or evidence. The student needs to be able to present their entire self-reflection before the teacher begins to give feedback. Number 3, the teacher presents any feedback that was submitted for the students in the teacher's feedback survey. The teacher helps the students reflect on the feedback and helps the student develop a goal on how to improve in that area. If there is no feedback for the students on the rigid feedback survey, the teacher works with the students to formulate a goal in order to grow on a specific value. And the last step that we can find in on our evaluation protocol is step number 5. So it says advisory teacher input reaches grades into the SIS ALMA. Using the student self-reflection or the student self-evaluation and the teacher feedback, the advisory teacher will input a grade for each of the richest standards into ALMA on a plus, or minus scale. So there you can find how this evaluation looks, or what is the meaning of this evaluation that you can find during the self-reflection form. So you can find a plus, that means almost always, plus often, and minus sometimes. If a student receives a plus or minus, the advisor reports qualitative feedback in the comment section regarding a specific area of growth. The advisor teacher will input the student's growth goal as a comment next to the appropriate Regis value. So this is the presentation of our Regis evaluation protocol. If you have any question, you can contact the advisory teacher, or you can contact Mr. Ortiz as our principal, or Ms. Erin Glab as our vice principal. You can contact me, and we are willing to support you and to help you in any question that you have. Thank you so much for your time.